Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. We are on the map Oceanborn, the AI edition. We have got a Terran bot and a Protoss bot. And yeah, so a PvT, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match. We've got Phobos, the sort of two-base timing push bot that utilizes strong pushes to bring down its opponents. And then we've got SharkBot, which is clearly a bit of a cheeky, cheesy bot going for a bit of a fake-out cannon rush to start things off. A fake-out cannon rush, then a proxy double gateway opening. So getting really aggressive with this one here. This is one of the reasons why I love SharkBot. Its willingness to throw down a pylon or cannons in its opponent's base just to mess with them. And then we've actually got a triple gateway build. And this, I mean, this is a build that you'd think would be considered terrible against Terran, because if the Terran just walls, you're in trouble, but a lot of these bots don't follow those conventional rules, and so SharkBot could be catching Phobos off guard a little bit here. We have another pylon going down. Immediately, though, Phobos does pull 4 SCVs to start working away on it, which is the magic number you need in StarCraft 2 to stop a cannon rush. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go for 45 likes on this video. Leave a comment down below saying more bots. It's always hard to get my introductions off in a SharkBot game because they just start off a little crazy. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Welcome to everyone that's new to the channel, as I know we did have quite a few new subscribers coming from that one video that the YouTube algorithm randomly picked. Now we have got the 2 Zealots for SharkBot showing on up. There is that Reaper. It should be kiting these Zealots, but is not really doing that, or at least waiting till the last second. One of those Zealots cancels a bunker. Another one comes on in here, though. Gonna potentially be facing off against this Marine. The Marine is microing back. The Reaper comes in to help out. The Zealot is gonna hack and slash that Marine into bits, though. Now these Zealots are still skirmishing with the SCVs. There's more and more of them on the way. SharkBot is very committed to this. We have got, I mean, 2 Zealots chasing an SCV. That's not optimal for SharkBot. I mean, there's still 2 in the main base causing chaos, though. Phobos is making another Marine. It's got 1 already done, so it should be able to clean up these existing ones. SharkBot is still rallying out more of these Zealots to just cause chaos on Phobos' side of the map. Ideally cancel this command center or just kill its opponent with a build this aggressive. I'm not sure it's going to get the kill, though, as Phobos is starting to pool units. There's 2-3 Zealots at that natural base, though, still slashing away on it. I mean, looks like they're like, attack the command center, go into the main base and help out our friend. We'll take the easy route. Although now they do decide to go in together. These 2 Zealots going to try and kill these Marines. So far, one of them goes down. However, a Hellion does pop out. And this Reaper is doing a good job kiting those Zealots. However, then when the Zealots, or when the Reaper hops down that cliff, that means the Marines are the next target. The Hellion and Reaper can kite these Zealots basically indefinitely, which is possibly why we see SharkBot having a bit of a lethal follow-up program here. A Stalker coming out behind this, which can kill Hellion and a Reaper no problem. So Phobos is still under pressure. It did manage to complete that command center at the natural base. 3 Zealots just execute a Marine that pops out. The Reaper and the Hellion are doing a great job kiting these Zealots, but SharkBot actually having a bit of stutter stepping here with these Zealots, so they are killing off some workers, which is very important to keep the SCV count of Phobos as low as possible. The 1 Stalker shows up. That's going to be really problematic for Phobos, as there's also more Zealots coming in to reinforce. No more Stalkers have been queued by SharkBot, but we do actually have SharkBot even giving us a tag there. B, aggressive expand Stargate 2 base, so I guess we're going to see a Stargate and an expansion at some point here. However, still, the chaos is going on Phobos' side of the map. More and more SCVs are going down. I mean, Phobos is doing a good job macroing behind this, squeezing out whatever units it can. It really is just this Reaper and Hellion doing most of the legwork. They're the only units that have been staying alive against these Zealots. We'll see if Phobos can get something else out. And Phobos is actually a little bit hard stuck, it seems. It's got the money to produce more Hellions or Cyclones, anything else, but it's not doing that. And so SharkBot's push is getting a lot of damage done. I mean, one more Marine popped out, but we've seen what's happened to the past few Marines. A grenade goes down to bounce those Zealots, but it does not save that poor Marine. Another Marine's on the way. And the Hellion is still skirmishing with the Stalker, but it will be killed by the Stalker potentially, and that will be disastrous. We do have 2 more racks on the way, so that could mean more Marine production for Phobos. Things are starting to get out of hand, though, as another Stalker shows up. I mean, one Reaper cannot deal with 2 Stalkers. The Hellion is at least buying time, but that is eventually gonna go down. A Raven's on the way now for Phobos. There's no more Marines being produced, though. Phobos is kind of messing up its macro a little bit. We do finally see 2 Hellions get started. I'm not sure what prompted that. Maybe just a lack of units overall. 2 Hellions, a Marine on the way, 2 more racks on the way as well. So production may increase for Phobos. This is problematic, though, as SharkBot is macroing up behind this. There's a Stargate on the way. Tag Tempest transition by SharkBot. Man, this game is getting chaotic here already, as Phobos is just trying to hold on. It's been so close to stabilizing, as SharkBot doesn't have that many units left. It's transition. There's an auto turret. That's a lot of damage output on the Stalkers, and so these Hellions are going to try and finish the job. I'm not sure they'll be able to, but I think SharkBot has finally been forced out, so Phobos can try and macro out of this. I'm not sure how well it's going to be able to macro out of this position. This is a very wonky spot for both bots to be in. Of course, SharkBot has had that follow-up planned, but I mean, it's still very difficult as a bot author to predict how a game's going to be followed up. We do have mass supply depots going down for Phobos, interestingly enough. A Viking on the way. It's at least spending its money now. There is a siege tank out that's very big when it comes to locking down the defense. SharkBot has just been chattering away this entire game. I messed up my split. I'm stealing your minerals. My spidey senses are tingling, and that's interesting. SharkBot always chattering away. We do have an auto turret get tossed down to try and deal with this Oracle, which has been produced. Marines and a Viking are pushing back those Stalkers. One of them goes down. This Oracle is in the main base, though. Is it going to start killing SCVs? No, it elects for a Stasis Ward. That's going to catch a few of those SCVs. We'll see if Phobos has got a check to make sure to get those workers back to work right away. And how is Phobos doing for macro? It's still just chugging along on 2 bases. I mean, that's important. Even worker count compared to SharkBot. SharkBot is investing in a lot of tech with a fleet beacon and a second Stargate on the way. All these assimilators, even though it doesn't have that many probes to saturate those bases yet. So it's actually mining a lot more gas than minerals, other than it pulls out of the gas for a second. So doing some economic balancing there, which is actually very important to see in a bot. Phobos is a Terran bot that does like to make Vikings, so that will actually help it out against this air composition of SharkBot. And we do have a 3rd base on the way, so despite that, like, 8 minutes of chaos we had, we finally have the game stabilizing a little bit. I mean, I didn't get to do my introduction properly there, but yes, thanks so much to everyone for tuning into these bot videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, and supporting the channel. And yeah, this is the last video I'm doing before I go back for another 5 weeks of training with my new job. But I will try and bring my good microphone, bring my laptop, and still turn out these videos. And yeah, thanks so much to everyone for that tunes into them. We do have Stalkers doing like a bit of, I don't know, like a moonwalk, following this Tempest. Their leader is going to lead them to glory. We see 2 of those Vikings quite injured already, so they really need some SCVs to repair them. I imagined Phobos would have something to repair Vikings, as they're very important, but I guess that's not the case. as it's just not in that mode or whatever where it brings SCVs to repair its units. We do have Marines, the tanks pushing out against all these stalkers on the ground. The Tempest are still problematic though. There's a battery to pull back to for these units, so Phobos is having a rough time. We're going to see an auto turret get tossed down. That's a lot of damage, but it does get targeted down very quickly. Like, I want to say those auto turrets almost died a little suspiciously fast. I know that there is some double damage bugs in this game. Well, in the bot version, like Colossus dealing double damage is one of them, I believe, still. If someone wants to confirm in the comments down below, but it did seem like those auto turrets did die a little quickly. Maybe we'll investigate that a little bit later on. We do see the siege tank shelling away on the stalkers very efficiently. The Tempest will be the main problem, though. Phobos is a good Terran bot. It likes to make Vikings. It's even got ship weapons on the way. Now, whether it's going to make enough Vikings to contend with Tempest poking and prodding away at it, I'm not sure, and there's currently 4 Tempest out up against what's going to be 3 Vikings. That's not enough Vikings. There's triple Viking production on the way, but there's currently no Vikings out, so Phobos has just been getting abused for the past 10 minutes. And this game shows no signs of stopping as SharkBot is just a bully, getting up a 4th base, getting Teutonic Destabilizers, so it's still committing to those Tempest, getting all the upgrades and everything down. And Phobos is trying to break this position, but it really just needs to pool the Vikings. That's one of the things that is very difficult to program as a bot author, when to make your bot commit to a fight, when to just sit back. This is a case where Phobos needs to be sitting back, pooling up all its Vikings, but it's not doing that. It's just saying, no, I gotta break this position. I mean, there's 3 Vikings out. If it can get out like 5 or 6 and make that 4 Vikings out now, maybe it could start volleying these down. It does pull back one of the Vikings, but no repair has been utilized. I'm not sure why that's the case for Phobos, as I know it does like pull SCVs to repair its tanks, I think, when it does eventually push out, but it's not pushing out. It's on the receiving end of aggression, going up to a 4th base, so still macroing behind this, only on 49 workers. It's just producing units, which is very important. I'm a little concerned about that worker count, though. But man, what a great game we've had here today. Showing a lot of depth between these 2 bots. SharkBot is macroing up behind this, getting High Templar. If it was to just commit all in on this Tempest stuff and push, maybe there'd be a chance that it would just be able to win the game. But of course, as a bot author, you want to program for the best option, not just a one option. So SharkBot's got a follow-up plan. We have got it just hanging out for now. It's good to see Phobos still pooling these Vikings up to 8 currently, with +1 ship weapons is very big. More and more of those on the way. Phobos is a bot that will just pool up those Vikings till it eventually attacks. Vikings delete one of those, or that one Oracle. However, they are still eating a lot of shots from the Tempest. Marines are moving on in, trying to be heroes to save their Viking bros, which is honestly an okay trade. Marines dying as long as the Vikings stay alive at this point for Phobos. Because I did get a feeling that those Tempest were gonna just start shooting those Vikings out of the sky. We see Prism Deathball support, so I guess a Warp Prism's gonna be on the way soon to just group up with this. The Tempest are just spinning like a top right now, hanging out on top of this cannon. We have got, I believe, more scouting units going out for Phobos. Phobos, I mean, still is on a pretty darn good economy, up to 60 SCVs, so replacing some of those at lost. A Psystorm hits the Marines, but we do see a nice split by Phobos. So the Marines are still doing their job, being a nice buffer. Supply is still very concerning here for Phobos, being down on 42 army supply against 86. I mean, it keeps losing all its Marines, so that's not too surprising. But here's a problem. The Vikings eating shots from the Tempest, and yeah, it doesn't seem to have anti-Tempest programming. It's like, oh, I want to engage, but then I don't, but then it's also not sitting far enough out of the Tempest. This is something that, like, this kind of engagement where a bot just takes free damage is something that we used to see a lot more of in the bot games. With these top bots, a lot of them don't have holes like this, which is just a testament to how good they are, but losing all those Vikings for basically free is just disastrous for Phobos. SharkBot's almost maxed out, and while the Terran bot has done a good job holding on and has been trying to pool up units, yeah, its Viking usage just wasn't quite up to defending Tempest. We've seen SharkBot, or we've seen Phobos have incredible Viking usage when it comes to pushing, but defense against Tempest, who'd have thought that the bot authors didn't prepare for this very unique situation. The tanks are still holding on the ground, but yeah, it's down to 40 supply against 100, just bleeding out units. The tanks are still getting some good shelling off, but I do fear that SharkBot's going to start pushing more and more now that it's up on supply. The tanks are getting some really great shots off on these Stalkers. Marines and Vikings are coming forward, killing an Observer, maybe a Prism going to go down. The Tempest do still stay alive. Oh, and a Disruptor. Tossing out their Novas a little bit prematurely there. One Tempest is taking quite a few shots, but yeah, so far it seems that Phobos is having a tough time breaking this. I mean, it's on 4 bases, so it's still making lots of stuff. Resources lost is 14k to about 10k, which isn't terrible, so both bots have been losing stuff, but I mean, those 4 Tempests are still there. We're now seeing carriers and triple Immortal production on the way for SharkBot. SharkBot on a 5-base Protoss economy, and the Terran still just on pretty much 40 army supply. The tanks and whatever's being produced, as everything else just keeps on dying. Auto turret does go down there. We see Vikings scanning, killing off the Observer, which is nice, but the Tempest are still the problem. Another Observer gonna go down. Like, Phobos is still getting its licks in and holding on a surprisingly long amount of time. I mean, it's just, it's holding on, but the position isn't getting any better, it seems. Now carriers are coming on in, and those are problematic. That's a whole nother can of worms. The tanks will eventually get shot down here, I feel. Yeah, Immortals now coming forward. The tanks have done a great job holding Phobos in this game, preventing SharkBot moving forward with anything other than its air units. And Phobos, I think, was close to holding this, but just not quite. An auto turret gets deleted there. The Tempest are doing what they needed to do, and I do think that Phobos has finally hit the point of no return. It was a long death, a very painful death for Phobos, but what a great, exciting match. Seeing such a cheese, something that SharkBot really specializes in. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watched all the way to the end of this video and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. If you want to support the channel, you can become a YouTube member. You can check out the perks using that join button or the link down below. You can also support sc2ai.net on Discord. They are the organizers, the volunteer organization that actually runs sc2ai.net, the sort of framework that all these bots battle on. Without them, we would not have these great bot games to watch. So definitely worth checking them out. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Poor Phobos, unfortunately going down, but it did hold on a long time. Like, it was just not quite able to muster defense. If it had managed to get rid of that proxy position earlier, then I think it definitely could have just won the game. Or it would have been a completely different game, but it didn't quite ever break it. And that's going to be that. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.